hope this thing is working. Let me know if it is working and you can hear me fine and the mix between me and the background music is fine, because I can never really tell if it is or not. So do let me know, and then we'll kick off unboxing this right here, this thing. We're gonna unbox that. See how that goes. This is a big box. The tall box. This maybe is not the right desk to be doing this unboxing on, because this is it's a lot of box for a very crowded desk. But you know what? We're gonna work through it together. We're gonna see how it goes. So I have something to open up the box, which should reduce its height to sort of maybe about a half an inch shorter than this massively tall box. And yeah, certainly we'll talk through this unboxing of this item, long awaited. I've been waiting on this for a while. There are a couple other figures that I've been waiting on for a while. Almost as long as I've been waiting on stuff from Hasbro. But, you know, things happen. It's a whole thing. It's a whole global shipping, fulfillment, production thing. So it's understandable that there's delays. But this has also been delayed for quite a bit. But now this is coming out, and some companion pieces to it are going to be coming out, and hopefully I'll be unboxing those. Fingers crossed on another one next week, and then the other one shortly after that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's see. Again, let's turn down this backing music just a bit. Something feels like it needs to go down a bit. Maybe it just needs to go down in my head a little bit. On my headphones. Okay. So that should be a very subtle backing music track as we try and open this big, massive Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure. So, I mean, it's so tall it just hit the microphone. But we'll get this sorted. Open this. And slice that. And hit the camera. Great start. Really ace unboxing. So, open this cardboard. Take that little protective bit of cardboard out. Let's see if we can slowly remove this. And it's upside. Oh, it's upside down. So we get a good reveal when I flip it over. So you can see exactly what it is. It is the 1/6 scale Darth Maul from the Clone Wars. Clone Wars Darth Maul. More specifically, the duel with Ahsoka at the end of Clone Wars Season 7. So let's open this tape. Actually slide it out of the bag. Whoop. Great cover photo on that. It takes a lot of confidence for a company to put the product photo on there, as opposed to putting a photo or a still from the production itself, which would be CG, considering that we You know, this is the Maul we saw at the end of Season 7 of Clone Wars. So there's the slipcover. But what's great about this, and the thing that really impressed me about this... Hey, Jen! Thanks for joining this unboxing. Yeah! Hopefully be doing a lot more unboxings. I just recorded, by the way, a new episode of Force 5 with a great guest that'll be debuting next week. So that'll be the third episode of Force 5, and hopefully everyone has seen episodes 1 and 2. Force 5 is the show where I have a special guest on, and we discuss their 5 favorite Star Wars action figures, any vintage, any scale. Yeah, episodes 1 and 2 were up. You can go to bit.ly/SWFORCEFIVE and check those out. First 2 guests were Joseph Scrimshaw and Ken Knapsack, both from the Force Center podcast. So, yeah, we're going to slide this out. So the great thing about this, so, you know, you would think, oh, it's just a box, right? It's just a box. But no, they went the extra step with the box for this Maul. And if you've seen the end of Season 7 of the Clone Wars animated series, which I hope you have, there's a portion in that where Maul is captured by Ahsoka and her clone troopers to be transported back to Coruscant. And this is after a big duel on Mandalore. And Maul gets placed into a Mandalorian prison cell, which is able to contain Force users, you know, because there's all history with the Mandalorians and the Jedi. But, so what they did, if we take this slipcover off, they made the box the Mandalorian cell that he is held within. So you can sort of see, let me see if I can get a flashlight up, flashlight out. So you can see within. It's a little hard to see with the plastic of his tray providing a little bit of a reflection, but if I can shine this in here, you can see his eyes. You can sort of, it's a little blown out, but you can sort of see the glint of his eyes in there. Yeah, Maul's in there. It's a really nice box. You know, it's embossed a bit, so you got a bit of a raised surface here. Yeah, we'll try putting him back in here without the plastic tray so you can see his eyes shining through there. But yeah, look, it's got nice little art of the Mandalorians cornering a Jedi. I'm assuming that's what that is in the middle. Let's see what's on the back. Yeah, it was a unique, fun way to design the box for this figure. So now, let's lift this off. I wish, you know, it wasn't just cardboard, because it would make displaying it a little bit better, because I worry about mucking it up by having it on a display. But, you know, I'm sure that would have added a bunch of extra cost to it. Now we got this Maul in here. I've been looking forward to this. If you had told me, heck, even 5 years ago that I'd be buying a Darth Maul figure, I probably would have went, really? But then I discovered the Clone Wars animated series, finally watched it. It's like, wow, well, they brought him back in a good way. He's a really interesting character. And it's a nice little tray insert, so you can get a better look, tailoring. And then, yeah, I mean, Clone Wars really knocked out of the park, as did Rebels. So let's do that as well. I may just leave that on there. Gonna be sealing this back up anyway. Let's take Maul out. He's got a little protective bit of. Oh, this is the first time I've seen this where they've used that as the protective. It must be for the faux leather goods on this, but it's a nice little sort of soft cloth to protect him. Got that, and you got it on the back of his head as well. So I'll just set that back in there. And now we get to the process of removing all the little plastic bits. They're on the little plastic booties. Little shoe booties. You know what? We'll take that off just so you can see how nice that is. I mean, it's a really impressive head sculpt. Let's see if I can illuminate it a bit more. Let's put this light on. I mean, Hot Toys is really impressive just across the board in this scale. So, you know, I knew to expect quality from them. And it has proven to be the case. So let's see. So there's a lot of plastic fiddly bits on him. So let's go for under the head first. Oh, that's right. I forgot the head now. Instead of a ball joint that you run the risk of having issues with, it's a magnet now. Nice little padded interior on that. So we can take off his little neck cozy. And this is where it gets a little bit dicier to effectively get this stuff out, because I don't want to take off the clothes. Oh, we got tape in there? Okay, we got a piece of tape that was holding the neck caddy on. Is it going to make me take off the vest? Maybe it just wants me to... Oh, that's why this has... So this is... This has the adjustable eyes, so you can see in there. We can actually adjust where his gaze is on this, which we'll do in a second. I think there's a little tool that makes it easier to do rather than just shoving my finger in there and trying to move it. So I'll do that in a second. Let's get the plasticky bits off. So we'll set his head there for a second. This is where it can get a little bit annoying to, you know, let's... Well, we're going to be swapping out the hands in a second. It's very difficult to figure out where you want to go first. Okay, so I'll take this off. I mean, it's nice that they think about protecting all these bits. You know, this is all there to make sure that stuff like this doesn't get scuffed up in shipment. Let's see. So, is it? Oh, it's Velcro. So that's all Velcroed together. I don't want to. I want to be able to pull this off without taking all the clothing off, because I'm worried about getting it back in there all right. So I'm gonna get a good grip on this. I mean, I know why they did this. No, it's going to make me take all this off, isn't it? Okay, well, you know what? Just have to lean in and do what it wants us to do, so... So that's centered on the front. We've got to remember that. So we'll take that off. The reason why they have this protective bit on here is that his chest is tattooed. So it's got paint applications on it. Oh, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to just... tear through this. Because I really don't want to take all this off. But it really wants me to. This is like really... I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. Where is it attached? Is it all the way down into his pants? would they do this to me? See, there's one little thread that's holding that there, so I don't want to mess that up. That's Velcroed on the back there. That's on the front. Gosh, who knew this was going to be the most difficult part of this unboxing? Just getting this plastic off. By the way, how's everyone doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Like I said, if you want to watch some other new stuff, new episode of Force 5. Oh, there we go. Is up. If you would like to watch that after this. Come on. Okay, so tear that there. Then that should come up the rest of the way. Force 5, if you don't know, is the show where I have a guest on to discuss their 5 favorite Star Wars action figures. You can find that bit.ly/SW Force 5. Oh, geez. This went this way, right? Yeah, okay. I gotta move this a little closer to me to make sure I line this up right. Yeah, this is the brace that holds his robotic lower torso to the top half of his body. This was super tight, so I'll make sure I get it lined up just as tight as it was. Seems right. I don't like the way that's bunching up there, so we'll fix that. I think that's about how it was hanging, right? That seems right. Okay. Boy, that took a lot longer than I thought it was. It's good to hear you're doing all right, Jen. Thank you for joining me in the middle of the night as I unbox a really nifty Star Wars figure. Okay, so I got that off. Feel really bad I had to shred that interior bit, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, this thing has been on order for folks for a long time. And it just finally started shipping, so I can imagine it just sitting on a ship off the coast of California for, oh, well, that was, I have to worry about the tape there. Off the coast of California for the past couple of months, just waiting. So, I mean, look at just how good that looks. In fact, let me see if I can brighten the picture a little so you can see just how good that looks. There we go, that's a little bit better. You able to see it? So we'll stand him right here, because now I'm going to have to get to all of his accessories. Let's move this so I can stand him properly, so he doesn't just take a header as we get his accessories out. Okay, let's see. And the real good thing about Sideshow and Hot Toys figures is that you can usually find a sweet spot where they'll stand just fine, because the joints are usually pretty tight without needing a stand. But when I ultimately display this, I'm going to use the flight stand, which I'll show you in a second, and probably have it suspended above my desk in a like a leaping fight pose kind of thing. Let's put that over there. Now let's get all the accessories out, which is really where Hot Toys excels with their figures. It's just the sheer amount of extra blades and hands and doodads that you get. So, a tray underneath the other tray, we got our instruction sheet, which I'm not going to look at just yet. And here's all of our bits of stuff. I mean, I'm not even going to bother to take out the base, just because I'm not going to use it, but it has a nice sort of standard plating of the Republic ship that they had the big confrontation on. Oh no! I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was going to knock down my Maul. The box is just too long. And my workspace is too small. There we go. He's standing next to Kenobi. Okay, so what do we have in here? We have extra sets of hands. We have the what's really unique about the Hot Toys stuff, which I won't use just because I don't like keeping batteries in these things for too long. So you got his double-bladed lightsaber hilt there, but this is a swappable arm, which has a battery compartment where you can actually turn it on, and when the lightsabers are ignited, it has LEDs in either side of the hilt that will light up, and you have a nice little display of him wielding a nice glowing lightsaber. I don't know if I've installed these on any of the ones that I've gotten from Hot Toys, because I have a Luke that has this. I have an Obi-Wan, New Hope Obi-Wan, that has that feature. Are those the only ones I have that have that feature? Maybe. But it's really nice. You know, it's nice that they offer it. It's just, again, the problem is just having the battery, and it's not in the best place because you'd have to take this off the top of his glove just to turn the thing on and off. So for me, ultimately, it's just not worth the trouble to have to do that just to turn it on and off. And it's not like you can leave it on for a long time with those batteries. Yeah, I mean, it's a great feature. I wish it was just like the Switch was in a better place. Story-wise, you have the little piece of armor with the comm link that he cuts off one of the clone troopers in that episode, so he can hear the communications of the clone troopers and hear what's going on. So it's nice that story-wise they've included that as an extra accessory, so you would swap that out because he puts that on over his glove, although it looks like you swap it rather than. But, you know, not something I'm going to display with it because I'd rather keep the gloves that he has on. He has a hood. Let's see how the hood attaches. How easy it is. So it's got Velcro bits. Just don't know where the Velcro bits attach. Where do they attach? How does that hood want to be on? I mean, he looks... I mean, you can put the hood on in a nice sort of Darth Maul-y fashion. But again, it's not something that... I mean, that's more closer... So if you took this vest off and the shirt, it'd be a lot closer to... Or maybe just the vest. Either way, this is closer to how he shows up. In fact, maybe no. No, he wears, that's right, he wears the hood, just the hood, just shirtless. He just wears the hood when he shows back up in Rebels. So maybe that's what this is doing. But either way, it's nice to have the hood as another option that makes display on this thing rather flexible. But as far as the way I'm going to display him is probably just going to be him holding the lightsaber in a fight pose. So here is just the non-electronic lightsaber hilt, which I'm going to wait to attach these after I've got it in his hand, just so I'm not risking breaking these. But there's the regular lightsaber blades. Another great option, which maybe, if I'm going to have him in a fight pose, so they have swinging action blades. Like it's actually in motion. So it gives the illusion of it's mid-swing. Again, you know, these are usually really much better to be used with the light feature. But still a nice option to have. I'm probably just going to go with the static blade, though. So hand option, not a ton of extra hands. So we got, obviously, the one we're going to be using to hold his lightsaber. So it looks like he holds it. How's he holding it in this one? I would have thought that would have been the grip, but he's not. He's holding that portion there. So we're going to attach this like that. Good thing about the Hot Toys hands there, they are soft enough to where you can get accessories in there, but not so loose that the accessories fall out. I remember the Sideshow hands back in the late 2000s for their figures were like a hard plastic, and were either nearly impossible to get things in or nearly impossible for them to hold things if you got them in there. But that's a nice tight grip on there, and it was easy to get it in there. So I think, I don't know if there's a particular, let me take a drink. I don't know if there's a particular way. Line it up somewhat similar. Oh, the nubbin there is a little bit more extended. Let's see if you can see. Comes out a little further on the non-electronic version than it does. There you can see the shadow of it. A little bit further there than it does on that one. Interesting. Okay, so the thing I was actually looking at it for, I didn't actually look at it for. So that's going to face out. If that's the orientation we're going for. Those match. So we'll put the electronic arm back. So that's going to be our right hand. So we have left-handed hold if we wanted to do that, which we're not. But I do like the idea of swapping out that left with that sort of splayed hand. So I think we might do that. So let's do the splayed hand first. So we're going to take this off. And we're just going to set, so we're swapping that out. So I'll put the other one in there. Just leave it there. Take off the wrist cozy. And put our splayed hand in here. Okay. There we go. Whoop. Didn't quite attach. In fact, let me see which way this thing bends before I put it on there. Okay, so it wants to bend that way. Problem is that there's a little bit of this faux leather that extends above the peg. So it's a little difficult to make sure that it is all the way seated inside the hand. So twist it a little bit, make sure. Okay. So now we got that. I'm going to swap out this one for his lightsaber. Okay, so that was that hand. Oh, again, make sure this thing is seated well. So I'm doing that off camera a little bit. So one thing about Hot Toys, I mean, they're really good at posability, but I'm always paranoid about posing them. I mean, look at how good that sculpt is and that paint job is. Yeah, I'm just always worried about breaking something. Yeah, the joints are very tight on this, so I mean, look at the sculpting on those robotic legs. It's such a nice figure. So we're going to stand him there for a second because I want to see. I thought there was a little tool. There might not be a little tool to adjust his eyes. I'll show you that feature. Oh, okay, so that's the little tool to adjust his eyes. Where is that little tool? There it is, okay. This is the little eye adjustment tool. So we'll try that. So it's the long end goes into the eyes. So we'll pop his head off. I really do love that they have the magnets now to remove the head. So again, you have the eyes in there. See if you can see his pupil adjusting. That one just went squirrely. Problem is trying to show this on camera while me actually being able to look at it. Now I've just completely wonkied his eyes. Well, that's probably not a good way to leave him. But you can do a side eye. Or looking up. I mean, again, it adds that little extra bit of character to it. I wish this tool was a little bit better for adjusting these. Trying to get this back to a static position. But I think what I'm going to have to do is wait until I determine what my final display is going to be, and then adjust the eyes accordingly. You know, if he's engaged in battle with Ahsoka, which hopefully should be arriving soon, or Anakin, or they still haven't announced the Obi-Wan to go with this, the Clone Wars version of Obi-Wan. Okay, well that eye is just a little bit, there we go. Again, it's a little bit hard to make these adjustments without looking at it. No, I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna use my finger. Thanks for nothing, tool. There we go. Okay, he's back to looking straight on. So, the tool's gonna stay in the box. Put that back. The instructions, though, just head back on there. So that describes the eye. That talks about how to take apart the arm to be able to put the electronic arm on. As you can see, the problem is that you have to push that sleeve up every time you want to turn the electronics on. So it's just too much of a pain because you have to take off the gauntlet or the brace and push up that sleeve, which means you have to. Oh no, maybe the sleeve comes. Let's see. Let's screw it open. The battery sleeve to wear the glove out was in function. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, because it's not a wrist you can take off. So maybe those gloves just are the braces. Maybe they just. Oh, I see. Oh, that's clever. Okay. So you see, this is a solid piece on this side, and clever in a way. Like, okay, well, it makes it a little bit better. This is a solid piece on this side. On this side, though, to make it easier to swap, and it's popped open right now. This side pops open, so you can take it off by sliding it off in order to get to the battery compartment. This clips together. Somehow. And further down. Well, it's supposed to clip together. Well, it's supposed to make it easier to do that. I'll have to, maybe it's just sort of spread apart. But that's what it's supposed to do. So it makes it easier to access that battery, the power switch on that side. And then this is supposed to snap together. But it looks like the snap is just a little bit loose. I wonder if that's something I can just adjust to fix it. I'm sure it is. But again, you know, he's going to be hanging up in a fighting pose. So let's put these directions away. I mean, unless you want to, I mean, I could. Yeah, there's a proper quote-unquote unboxing video, right? I'll take a second. I haven't been going for very long. I'll put some batteries in, and you can see what the effect looks like, even though I'm not going to attach the arm. Oh, I see. So the hood attaches via the Velcro strips underneath the shirt. Okay, that's why I couldn't see the where it should attach. So that way the hood tucks in underneath the shirt. Okay, well that makes a little more sense. I have to look at the episode to see if he has that hood the whole time, because if he does, if he just has it folded back, I'll probably want to go ahead and attach that just so it's there to be episode accurate. So I'm going to leave the directions out, because that might be something I want to do. But we'll try the electronics. Yeah, he's got one jazz hand. Okay, just so you can see what it looks like with these, because it's nice. It is a nice effect. Oh, tiny batteries. Tiny batteries and fumble fingers. I'm going to set those right there. And a tiny, tiny screw. Let's see if we can get this open with this. Am I going to need a jeweler's? I don't know if I have a tiny enough screwdriver right here. We might not be able to display this thing, because that looks like a small enough screw to be like an eyeglass. Sure, let's see if this one will work. Hopefully this will work. Take it slow so I don't strip it out. Okay, it did engage. And I want to strip the head of the screw. That is so tiny. Okay. Make sure the screw stays in there. Looks like it's made to stay in there. Drop these out. Okay, which way? Okay, I think that's saying that they need to go in this way. These things feel like they're going to launch right out. You know, I may leave the battery cover off since we're going to take these batteries right back out. Okay, let's see. There we go. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, I really mucked that up. Oh, they're so tiny. Okay, got that one then. Let's do one at a time. Is there a little corrosion on that battery? And granted, who knows how long these things have been on a ship. Let's see. So I can press that down again. Okay, how am I going to do this? I know this is scintillating viewing. Sorry. Ken tries to put batteries in poorly. There we go. Okay. Jeez. So we'll try this first with the in-motion ones. Hope I got the batteries in the right way. So again, so these are the blades. Hold my hand there. That are supposed to show that he's in middle of a swing. And did I put them in wrong? I put the batteries in backwards. Well, that's on me. Unless this thing is supposed to be sealed the whole way to activate, which it doesn't look like it's going. Okay, well. I love the idea of the light feature. I just don't love doing the light feature. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he does have ungloved versions of all the hands. I forgot to mention that. Okay, let's get these batteries out now. And they need to go in, I'm assuming, the opposite way from how I put them in. Just don't want them to launch out. Okay. So now let's do them this way. Oh, I see some light. So they function with only 2 batteries. So the extra, this must be to make sure you get a little more bang for your buck. So I'm going to turn that off. It's just so they last longer. Like, it can function with less. But if you want to leave them on longer, you have the extra batteries. Okay, so, there we go. In motion blade, I'm going to turn the main light off. So we can activate this. So that's mid-swing in motion blades. I mean, it's a pretty powerful LED in there. And like I said, it's a nice effect. And also you get the edge. So that is the mid-swing lightsaber blades for the electronic arm. And we'll take that out and I'll show you what just the static lightsaber looks like. We have to leave these blades out anyway, because that's what's going to go into his non-electronic. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. The effect is nice. It's just I wish it wasn't so much of a pain to activate it. Okay, so those are in. I turn the light off. I mean, they are pretty cool. Let's see how they look with the light on. Lit. So yeah, you really can't see them when the light's on. I mean, you can tell something's glowing, but it's not impressive enough. So really, the glowing light, unless you're gonna do photography with it, or always have the lights off in the room where you're displaying the piece. I mean, it's just more of a gimmick than anything that's overly practical. Still nice that they do it. I mean, it does glow a little bit more than if it's off. I'll give it that. Yes. But I don't know how quickly, like if I'm going to display this piece off the ground, then, you know, like I said, it's not going to be easy to get to. So you can't really be easily turning it on and off. But if you have it just, you know, on an easily accessible shelf, sure. But let's get those out. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use with him just in the static pose. I'm going to take these batteries out and put them back in their case because I do not want them to just have that happen before where... I mean, I'm sure right now I have Hot Toys pieces that I've accidentally left the batteries in. I think there's a few Iron Men, and I don't want to get corrosion in these. Well, that's the other thing. If you're not using it often enough, and you forget that those batteries are just residing in there, then it's a heck of a thing to do to your not inexpensive figure. Okay, I'm going to put those motion blades back in there. I will not be using those. Something like that. Need to keep this out because I need to figure out how to do that hood properly when I find out if I do want the hood. Put the batteries back in a little battery caddy. Yeah, there's a little bit of corrosion on one of the batteries. What? Oh no. Well, at least it didn't fall on the floor. Okay, put that down before you drop the rest of the batteries, rather than just the one. Okay. Where's the cover to that? There it is. Okay. And Hot Toys always kindly provides a couple of extra wrist pegs in case you accidentally break one or two. Now you're fumbling to put it all together. See, I think that hood is probably going to be something that I will have to put. You know, this doesn't have a flight stand or an action stand, so I don't know how. I'll have to figure out a different way to display it. I wish they sold them separately. So by action stand, I mean it's basically a flexi arm that has a padded clip on the end of it, so you can more easily pose it in flying stances or anything off the ground, a suspended stance. But I usually, instead of using it with in conjunction with the base, I'll share a photo of it later. I use the stand connected to like one of these clips and run that flexible stand through it so I can suspend it from the edge of a shelf. So put the clip, I'll run the flexible stand arm through that, and then suspend the figure from that rather than from a base that's included. So I can get extra display space out by having them just suspended from the edges of my shelves. So, yeah. Let's bring him over here. I do have another Maul. Can I easily get to him? No, I can't easily get to him. I have Sideshow. The last Maul that I have, Sideshow put out a really nice Darth Maul 6 scale 4-5 years ago that looked really good. And that was from Phantom Menace, not Clone Wars, and they did a really good job on that. But to have one now from the rather iconic Clone Wars Return of Maul is nice. So that's not a really good stance. Let's fix that. Let's see. A little more depth. Oh, there's... It's the thing you keep finding on these is because Hot Toys is really good with protecting all of these joints and everything from damage and shipment. There's a little foam padding in the joints that I need to take out. So slide those out. Let's see a little closer. That's one I've already taken out. There's the little thing to prevent scuffing and breaking and such. There we go. I mean, they really do a great job protecting these things. Okay, so see if we can get a deeper stance. See that little... Does it have any? It doesn't really have any tilt. Which is weird. Usually they'd have like a ball joint here. But, you know, I guess they're robot legs, so what are you gonna do? It doesn't rotate either. Okay. So I guess that's a decent enough. Yeah, he's running to rock back a little bit. So let's... Just trying to find... I mean, these figures have a sweet spot for the balance. Oh, that was a nice little snap of the joint. Very robotic, very fitting for Maul. Okay. You always just want a stance where it feels rock solid and is not going to tip. You say, I'll work with that later. See, he's wanting to rock backwards, and once you get that motion going, then the game is up, and he's tipping backwards. Yeah, that's... Oh, that... Okay. That might be the sweet spot. So, we got his lightsaber hilt there. Let's go ahead and put this in. It does make displaying him difficult, because you have to have a lot of clearance for that. I mean, look, even in turning it, I just hit veers. Rotate that a little bit. And yeah, these are really just spectacular figures. And I'm very happy that we got it. So, now let's see if we can do a little bit of dramatic lighting at the end here. My light. Okay, so we'll try turning this off. Oh, and I can see. You can see the eyes. Let's see if we can bring them a little bit closer. Now it's just Rave Maul. There's a good underlighting for it. I mean, it's a really solid figure. Yeah, I'll post some nice images on Instagram so you can see. But yeah, so there he is. Clone Wars Darth Maul. Turn the light back on. I mean, I hope they continue this line. They did a very nice Captain Rex, which I've already gotten. And you'll see some pictures of that in the past on Instagram or Twitter if you look. The Captain Rex was really nice. This is really nice. Looking forward to, I think, Anakin comes next week. And it's Clone Wars Anakin, so he has the little armor top on his costuming. And he comes with the Stap vehicle, so that should be a nice display. Display him on the Stap. And Ahsoka should be here soon. And it's the Clone Wars vintage Ahsoka from this battle, this Duel on Mandalore battle. So looking forward to that. That'll be the first 6-scale Ahsoka figure to actually get released. I know the Rosario Dawson version from Mandalorian is coming soon. And then, coming soon also, so this is Hot Toys. Hot Toys is doing the realistic take on all of these characters. But Sideshow, I'm really looking forward to, is doing 6-scale figures, so mixed media, of the Clone Wars animated style. And it looks really nice. I mean, I really want to see one of them in person, but they're not out yet. They've announced so far Anakin and Obi-Wan and Yoda. 6-scale animated style mixed media figures. So again, another line I hope continues. They haven't announced Ahsoka yet in that. So looking forward to that. But yeah, here it is. Unboxing of Darth Maul. 6-scale Hot Toys. Pretty dang nifty. And timing-wise, timed it out right. Because we're just now hitting an hour. So thank you all for watching this Midnight. I'll be back soon. There's more of those Gentle Giant bust-ups from 15 years ago to build. I found quite a few more boxes of those that have never been put together. So we'll be doing that. And again, please check out Force 5. This show, like I said, where I have guests on to pick their 5 favorite Star Wars action figures. Any era, any scale. And we talk about it for a healthy length of time. And have a lot of fun. And like I said, the first 2 guests are already out there. First 2 episodes. Joseph Scrimshaw, Ken Knapsack from the Force Center podcast. Really fun conversations, and just recorded the 3rd episode. And that's coming out next week with another great guest. Which I can't announce just yet. But you'll know soon enough because it'll be out next week. And then I have more episodes that I'll be recording soon. So I really appreciate you checking those out at bit.ly/SWFORCEFIVE bit.ly/SWForce5. And if you would like to support everything that's going on, everything I'm doing, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/Ken Plume. At even the $1 level, you get access to all of my audio exclusives, including chats and panels and quiz shows with a ton of great guests, and more exclusives to come. And I'm going to mention it anyway, just because on my birthday is coming up. I think I'm going to be doing a nice long live stream where I just open all of the Star Wars figures that have been accumulating. Yes, I am going to open the things, even though I do love this sort of preserved in amber look into the past of the things still on card. It's a nightmare to store. I like having figures out. I like seeing them on display. So I think I'm going to open up all those figures, even the rare ones. Doesn't matter. Taking them off that card, freeing them, and I think I'm going to do it all on my birthday. So If you become a patron, there's also an Amazon wish list on there that has Star Wars figures. I'll accept any Star Wars figures anyone wants to send. Anything my way? Sure. I'm not going to say no. If you want to be part of the birthday festivities. But you'll find all that there, and it's always immensely appreciated, as is just the support of you all showing up to watch these things. Hopefully you find it interesting, and me somewhat interesting. But yeah. Can't wait to put this next to the Ahsoka. Hopefully it comes soon. So, this is me saying goodbye and good night for now. From both me and Maul. Isn't that right, Maul? Yeah, that's right, kid. I'm saying goodbye too. Goodbye, everybody. That's not how he sounds. Night, everybody. See you soon. Bye.